I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for coming by. This business, I think, was a newer venture for you, but you're a couple of years into it now, aren't you?
I am. June 1st will be my second anniversary.
Oh, okay. Feels like longer than that to me, but good for you.
Thank you.
For people who don't know about Beccalicious Cooking, tell us a bit about what you do.
Well, currently I'm at the Curling Club as their main caterer.
Okay.
So we do all of the Curling Club events there. We do meal prep. So they're pre-ordered meals. You get to choose your carbs, your proteins, your sauces, and your vegetables, and we make them up for you twice a week. And we do frozen meals at Cass's currently. Yeah.
I see. So is there a big difference between the meal prep and the frozen? I guess the meal prep ones, they're not frozen. So you pick them up and you throw
That's
them
right.
in the oven right away.
Yeah, so the meal prep, we make it twice a week. It's all fresh, and the frozen meals are frozen, freshly frozen though, all made with fresh ingredients and all the delicious things.
Yeah, and I guess the meal prep too. You order ahead of time. Like if you're a working person, you don't have a lot of time to cook. You're putting in those 12-hour shifts. This is perfect.
Absolutely,
for you, right?
it is. Yeah.
And then of course at Cass's, you could go buy kind of the frozen dinners if you want to do that too. Eh?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, tell me, Becky, a bit about why you wanted to start this business now. That's 2 years old. What was it that got you into this saying, I'd like to do this as a job?
Well, I have always been in not always, but for most of my working career in the hospitality and food and beverage industry. Food is deep in my soul. It's something that I have always, to me, and my family, everything is brought with food.
Yeah.
And you sit around the table and it's just deep in my soul. So I had taken a job with Neat doing their food security coordinator and Meals on Wheels. And that's when I was brought into the Curling Club. And that's when I really realized that I'd been missing the food industry and creating meals. So I was like, okay, my contract's coming up. Let's make a big push and go for it. So I did.
And I suppose you saw that there was a market for, again, as I said, there's lots of people who work long shifts. They're maybe in for 2 weeks, back for 2 weeks, however it happens to work. Cooking, they don't have time to necessarily cook a meal. They want to spend that little time they have between sleeping and working.
That's
maybe
right.
doing something else. And you thought, well, I can help them with that.
Well, it originally started when I was doing competitions, like bodybuilding and bikini, and cooking for my family and cooking for myself, and realized how hard it is to keep that work-life health balance. So
Right.
I thought, okay, well, I will do this for myself and see what there is. Well, it grew very quickly, but I realized I couldn't do it in a small factor, so kind of put it on the wayside for a while. And then I kept getting messages asking for people for me to do meal prep for them. So I thought, okay, maybe there is something to this, but just taking that leap of faith and quitting your job and having the unknown was really scary, especially with 3 kids. And so it took a few years before I took that leap of faith, but oh man, am I so excited that I did.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you think even like when you were a kid, was this something you thought about, like you might be someone who cooks for a living?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was in grade 11, I took my chef's training. Well, I started to. It didn't really work out so well. But food has always, my first job was in a kitchen at 11, and I started as dishwasher and prep cook, and I've worked in fine dining restaurants, and we owned a pub on the island. So that's kind of, I'd put a hiatus after owning the pub. It was a lot of long hours and a lot of stress, health, and new babies. And I was like, okay, I'm done with this for a while. So I took a hiatus for about 7 years. And then going back and working with Neat really made me realize how much I missed it. Yeah.
And you came back to it.
I came back to it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, we've already kind of mentioned the products you've got. Tell us a bit about how we can access it, how we can order pre-made meals? I think you mentioned the frozen meals are at Cass's Kitchen. Right?
They are at Cass's Kitchen right now. You can order them online. My meal prep you can order online. We was hoping to have some exciting news to announce, but unfortunately we're not able to quite yet.
Forthcoming.
It is forthcoming. But we will be able to have meals daily.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's coming up.
Coming soon.
Best way to keep up on that, by the way, is to follow you on Facebook, I suppose. Is Beccalicious or Beccalicious Cooking?
Beccalicious Cooking, both on Facebook and Instagram, and my website.
Okay. And finally, if someone's like, this meal prep thing's bang on exactly what I'm looking for, how does that work? How much time do you need to sort of between the order and being able to pick things up and kind of get that going?
So meal pickups are Mondays and Thursdays. So
Okay.
we love to have it in Sunday and Wednesdays.
Oh, okay. So just
Yeah.
kind of the day ahead is
Yeah,
fine.
you bet. Because we
Okay.
try and pick up all of our stuff and have it right fresh. So 24 hours is definitely needed.
Perfect. All right. Well, beccalicious.cooking.ca is the web address, I believe.
It is.
And again, you can follow Beccalicious Cooking on Facebook for more info, including this forthcoming announcement that we were hoping to have today.
So hoping. Today's the start of my birthday month. So I was like, this would be the best way, but not so much.
But very soon. Anything else you want to say, Becky, before I let you go today?
No, I don't think so. I'm just super excited to have this opportunity and chat with you. It's been a long time since we've chatted. So
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much for coming by, Becky.
Thank you,
I
Dub.
appreciate it. Of course, Vocal for Local is brought to you by the Fort St. John Co-op.
Join us next Thursday for the next edition of Vocal for Local, brought to you by the Fort St. John Co-op. If you have a small business and would like to be featured for free, call us at 787-7100 or email reception@moosefm.ca.